My name is Cathy Jacobs, and this is a love story. I was married to this man for 23 years, and he treated me like a queen. He pampered me. He loved me. We never argued. He would leave love notes in the house, buy me cards and everything. And one time on Valentine's Day, I got a dozen roses on Valentine's, and the next day I got 3 dozen. Just because is what the card said. We were different. He was quiet. He was a deep thinker. He wasn't very social, but I was loud, and I was a people person, and I wasn't a deep thinker. But they say opposites attract, and I guess that's what happened in our case, you know. And after a while, it seemed like I conformed to his personality. He always wanted to live out by ourselves, and we didn't have friends or anything. That was fine with him, and it was fine with me because I just worshiped this man. He knew the Bible from cover to cover, and pretty soon he was teaching the adult class, and then he became a deacon, and he would even preach in the absence of the pastor. He had a wonderful singing voice. He would do solos in church, and it was just beautiful. And me, I was in vacation Bible school and children's church and doing crafty things, and loved working with children's lessons and that kind of thing. And everybody looked at us like we were the perfect couple, including me. I thought we were the perfect couple. And I worked as an industrial electrician. And for quite a few weeks, I had to work a whole lot of overtime. And my work was very physically challenging because I built panels for General Mills and Nissan, Bridgestone, Firestone, lots of big companies. And I used power tools, and I would have to build it and then wire it. And I was the only girl in the shop, so I always had to outdo those guys, so I worked really hard. And I was really tired, so I guess I wasn't paying attention to what was going on. But I came home one Sunday, because I had to work on a Sunday, and I came in the back door and he was standing in the kitchen, and I ran up and hugged him, and I said, I'm gonna go change clothes. So when I changed clothes, I came back to the living room, sat in a chair, and he came in and he put a 3-page handwritten letter in my lap and said, I can't stay, and walked out. And I thought, oh, he's written me another love letter. And he didn't want to be in here when I read it. So I started reading, and it said, I don't love you anymore, and you will get divorce papers in the mail tomorrow. And I jumped up and looked out, and he was driving off. And I went to the closet, and all of his clothes were gone. I was totally devastated. I was in shock. I was pacing. I didn't know what to do. My mind was going a million different directions. And finally, I just landed on my knees, crying out to the Lord. I don't know how long I was there, but I was crying. And finally, after a long period of time, I felt a calmness come over me. And I got up, and I was able to function all of a sudden. I mean, my heart was broken. I tried to call him, and he wouldn't answer. And so it was just me and the Lord at that time. I remember one time, because I had to take care of the house, all the upkeep on the house plus work. I had 3 acres that I had to mow, and I was finishing up mowing one day, and I was just talking to the Lord. I was talking out loud because nobody could hear me anyway. And I said, Lord, I know I'm going to try to keep doing this, but I don't know how much longer I can do all this by myself. It's so hard to drive so far to work and work so hard and come home and try to keep this place up and everything. And as I turned the mower, I saw a man standing there. And I went up to him, and it was my neighbor, and he said, I see you going to work every day, and you come home all the weekends, and you're working yourself to death on this place. And he said, I'm retired, and I have trouble with my legs. And he said, it's hard for me to mow my yard, but you've got that zero radius mower. And he said, if you would let me use your mower to mow my yard, I will mow yours. And I said, yes, you got a deal. And when he left, I just turned around and looked up and said, that was so fast, Lord. He even blessed me financially that I was able to retire early, which amazed me. But I saw why, because 3 months after I retired, my mother got diagnosed with Alzheimer's, and she needed somebody to take care of her. And so Mom's living with me now, and I'm taking care of her, and I was able to do that because the Lord blessed me so much. So I have come to realize that the Lord is the only thing that is constant in this life. I mean, people's feelings can come and go, but His love will never change, and He'll always take care of you. And the only safe place in this world is in His arms. And when you cling to Jesus through your pain and your problems, you will experience His amazing grace, and you will find joy in Him no matter what your circumstances are. So this is my love story. It's not a story between me and my ex-husband. It's the story between me and the Lord, and the love that will never be taken away.